Quick pop quiz. Who's been ranked the world's happiest country 7 years in a row? Nope, not some island with umbrella drinks. It's Finland, a place with winters so dark you forget what the sun looks like. So, how does a land of snow, silence, and saunas beat everyone else at happiness? Stick around, because this story isn't about fairy tale smiles, it's about systems, trust, and a little thing called Sisu. Most of us think happiness means constant good vibes, smiles, dopamine, Instagram sunsets. Finland laughs politely at that. For them, happiness is less about grinning all the time and more about having a life that doesn't collapse when things get rough. The World Happiness Report measures stuff like trust in institutions, social safety nets, health, education, and community, areas where Finland just casually scores straight A's. So maybe happiness isn't chasing joy, it's minimizing fear. Here's the crazy part. 80% of Finns say they trust their government. Compare that to around 20% in the US or France, and it's not blind trust. They've earned it. Public services actually work. If you lose your wallet in Helsinki, odds are it gets returned, with cash still inside. In 2013, a global experiment lost wallets in cities across the world. Helsinki ranked #1 for honesty. Turns out, when you don't expect your neighbor or your prime minister to scam you, life feels lighter. Finland's not about billionaires and Ferraris. It's about no one being left behind. Education is basically Hogwarts without the magic, but with free lunches. Teachers are rock stars. Every one of them has a master's degree. Yet Finnish kids get the least homework in the developed world. And their schools don't obsess over standardized tests. Result? High literacy, low stress, and zero student debt. Add universal health care, generous parental leave, and 5 weeks of vacation as standard. And suddenly you see how daily life feels. Safe. Imagine a country where every man's right lets you hike, camp, and pick berries anywhere, even on private land. That's Finland. Nature isn't a weekend hobby, it's stitched into daily life. More than 75% of the land is forest, and people actually use it. Studies show just a 15-minute walk in the woods lowers stress hormones, and Finns have a forest in their backyard. Oh, and there are more saunas than cars. Nothing says stress relief like sweating in a wooden box at 80 degrees Celsius with your grandma. Enter Sisu. It doesn't translate neatly, but think resilience, grit, and quiet determination to push through life's storms. Long winter? Sisu. Tight finances? Sisu. Global pandemic? Yep, Sisu. It's not about being flashy or loud. It's about calm persistence. Combine that mindset with a safety net, and you've got a nation that feels equipped to handle whatever curveballs life throws. Now, before we paint Finland as a snow-covered paradise, yes, the winters are brutally dark, alcoholism has been a challenge, and taxes are high. But here's the twist. Finns don't equate happiness with non-stop pleasure. They define it as life satisfaction. You can be cold, tired, even grumpy, and still score happiness points if you feel secure, equal, and respected. In fact, surveys show Finns smile less often than Americans, but rate their lives higher overall. Happiness, it turns out, isn't a grin. It's peace of mind. So, what can the rest of the world steal, politely, from Finland? Invest in trust. Build systems that don't crumble. Value downtime as much as hustle. Remember that money matters up to a point, but equality, education, and health matter more. Happiness isn't a product you chase. It's a foundation you build. And sometimes it looks like sharing coffee in silence after a sauna. Finland proves happiness isn't about tropical beaches or perfect weather. It's about security, trust, and a little sisu. If you want more deep dives into how nations shape our lives in surprising ways, smash that subscribe button, ring the bell, and tell me in the comments, would you trade endless sun for endless trust?